February.
Good try.
Did you say February or did you say Febu?
I'd say February, I think.
February. Anyway, it's the 14th, and you know what that means, Alex?
Yep.
Happy Ferris Wheel Day.
Happy National Organ Donor Day.
I didn't know it was that one.
Yeah, happy National Organ Donor Day
That's
and
a good
National
one.
Cream-Filled Chocolates Day.
Well, that makes sense.
Right.
Hey, National Organ Donor Day, actually, I have somebody coming on the show shortly who donated like part of her liver and saved somebody's
goodness.
life. I know, we're going to talk about organ donors later on in this month.
And you didn't even know.
I think March is Organ Donor Month or something. No, I didn't know it was the day, so that's pretty cool.
Apparently.
And on this date, George Washington Gale Ferris Jr., there's a heck of a name, he invented the first Ferris wheel. I mean, when it opened in the Chicago World's Fair.
Like I was telling
in the
you
1800s.
before the show, who's going to be the first one to go, oh yeah, this big death contraption made out of metal for the first time? Yeah, sign me up. I'm going to go to the very top. Let's go.
I think it's probably made out of wood.
Well, okay, yeah, I guess even so. But still, that doesn't make me feel very safe. That makes
And also, that would also mean that this was the first day that men got that funny feeling that you get at the top of the Ferris wheel.
Yeah. Is that, what is that? What is that feeling?
It's that thing.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a flutter.
I don't like it, yeah.
No, it's
like butterflies.
It tain't good. It tain't good. Anyway.
What are you going to do without me?
Of course it's Valentine's Day.
Yes.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Do you have a Valentine?
I was going to ask you, so if you say yes, then I do.
Yes. Sorry, Keith.
Hold on.
Alex
I gotta
and
make a phone call.
Do you have chocolates?
Gotta make a phone call.
Do you have chocolates? You going to cancel the date now?
Great grandma? No, I told you, I did it. Valentine's Day, I'm not alone by myself again. I gotta go. Okay.
I'm not a loser anymore.
I'm back. I'm composed.
What was I gonna say? You just no plans, eh?
No.
No. Me neither, really.
Oh, I know. After work, I'm going home and I'm having a fat nap. I'm having the best nap after work. So I got a date with my bed.
That's always nice to do by yourself on Valentine's Day, Alex. Do you know why we have a Valentine's Day?
I do. Because this was the day St. Valentine
you already looked it
was
up?
beheaded.
I didn't know that's how he was killed, but
Yeah.
it was beheaded?
So I've got all the notes here, essentially on Valentine's Day. But to sum it up, Emperor Claudius II, who was ruling Rome, he wanted more men to join the army, but they weren't. He was
You know why they weren't joining the army?
families and their wives.
And also, soldiers weren't allowed to get married.
Okay.
Soldiers were not allowed to get married.
Right, so he put the ban. They said no marriages, you can't get married, but St. Valentine was doing it in secret still.
He was secretly marrying people.
Isn't that just so cute?
Yeah, it was like the opposite of that lady who wouldn't give a wedding license to gay people. He was marrying people. He was marrying soldiers, and he was also ministering to the Christians who were persecuted by the Roman Empire. So he was doing things that people didn't like.
Okay, and this happened on February 14th, on or about the year of 2070.
Is that when they killed him?
Yes.
And did you hear what he did before he died? So while he was in prison, legend has it, the daughter of the judge who sentenced him was blind.
Oh.
And miraculously, she regained her sight, and they said that it was St. Valentine's restored her sight.
The power of love.
And before he was executed, he wrote her a letter, and he signed it, "Your Valentine." And that was the first Valentine. Now, in Victorian era, in the Victorians, you would also, in addition to sending Valentines to people you liked, they did the opposite. They called them vinegar Valentines, and they would send rude and insulting cards to anyone they didn't like.
I got a much longer list of those kind of people.
Can you imagine how much money Hallmark would make if they made those kinds of Valentine's Day
big,
cards?
like
roses are red, violets are blue, I hate you.
I'm sure we could work on that. I'm sure there's some.
Well, no one said that was my career, Alex. I'm just saying that.
Okay, and I'm just saying that if we put. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm not going to harp on you anymore. It's the day of love.
Do you think there's 2 days of the year that get the most cards sent out because of those days? Which days are they?
Christmas and Valentine's Day.
Absolutely correct.
Yeah, I mean,
you didn't even look.
No.
Which one's higher?
Christmas. Of course. Well, okay. How many people do you know that send out 50,000 Christmas cards because they're like, oh my God, my family looks amazing, so I'm going to take a picture with me, my
Marnie
husband,
Stone. Okay, I have. What's this one? True or false? No. Guess.
Okay.
What's the percentage?
True. I mean,
what is the percentage of women who send Valentines to themselves? This could be you later on today.
Percentage?
Yeah, there's a percentage of women who send roses to themselves.
40%.
Oh, that's high. 15.
I know. Okay, well, 15's still pretty high.
I was surprised that women send Valentine's roses to themselves on Valentine's Day.
Well, yeah, I mean, I had to call a florist to come bring me flowers to convince you guys at the office that... But I've already been exposed.
Who gets more cards sent to them? Mother, wife, or girlfriend? Mother or wife/girlfriend? Who gets more Valentine's?
See, like, I would think it would have to be the wife or the girlfriend. Like,
neither. It's the teachers.
Really? Oh, well, come on. You get a box of Valentines. That doesn't really count. You just hand them out to the class.
Did you, when you were little, remember giving Valentines? Did you do that? Did you do that too?
Yeah, and if you were any of the students in my class that gave me suckers on my Valentines, you were in my good books. Those were the best, the Valentines with the candies on them.
That was a torturous time for me.
How come?
You know, you could only give Valentines to girls, and I was in like...
Oh, for us, we gave them out to everybody in the whole class.
You were allowed to give Valentines to boys?
Yeah.
What a progressive school. No.
William Merrifield, tore down, but progressive.
Sacred Heart. No, I mean, we had boys and girls sides.
No.
In the schoolyard.
No, I was just so awkward.
Alex,
that's how
we had boys and girls sides in our schoolyard when you could not play with the girls at Sacred Heart School.
Yikes.
The boys were on one side, the girls were on the other. And when the school bell rang, you lined up in front of the doors on the boys' side and the girl side, and you filed in, and the first time you got to say hello to the girls was on the way up the stairs.
Wow. How times have changed.
No kidding. Anyway, and if you're, according to Farmer's Almanac, if a woman sees a robin on Valentine's Day, it means she's going to marry a...
Robber.
No, a sailor. I don't know why.
I don't know how I was supposed to
Robber.
She's going to marry a criminal. Make sure your woman doesn't see any birds outside today.
No, for some reason, I guess if you see a robin on Valentine's Day, you're going to marry a sailor. Well, today I picked off a seagull in the parking lot of Tim Hortons,
I was going to say,
I'm going to marry a garbage collector.
What are you going to see? The snow? You're not going to see a robin outside?
So besides Valentine's Day, Alex... Oh, in Japan. Wait, I got one more for you. In Japan, only women buy gifts on Valentine's Day.
I'm moving to Japan.
It was because of a translation error by a chocolate company in 1936.
And it just kind of stuck?
It's kind of stuck. Tradition is that single women reveal who they fancy by giving them a small chocolate gift.
Hi, any viewers out there, if you would like to pretend we're in Japan and,
there you go.
Express your love to me. At Shooting Bar
Christina Coutu, still waiting for my chocolates. Okay.
Ooh.
So what do you got? Anything? You want to tell me a story or what?
What do I got for today? I honestly don't have that much. I had my day off yesterday, so I checked in on the morning show.
What'd you do? Oh, you watched the show?
I watched the morning show. Of course I did.
And you were also saying that you thought that we got higher views when you were the host of the show?
I mean, I'm just saying. I haven't seen the morning show hit as many views as it did.
Yeah, well, Luann's coming back on Tuesday, so don't get too comfortable, big boy.
Yeah, I know. I'm using her desk right now, so I mean, if I do too good, I'm waiting to get the stink eye from her when she comes back on Tuesday.
I heard you reading the news earlier.
Yeah.
One of your stories is about NASA.
None of the stories about NASA.
Mars?
Yes, the Mars rover.
No one was able to answer this question for us, and I invited people on the show, and nobody took up the offer. I want to know why it's important for us to spend all this money to go to places like Mars.
I mean, we've been to Mars, we've gotten our rocks, we've kind of done that thing. Yeah, the Mars rover, it was supposed to last 6 to 8 months as a mission, lasted 15 years and just got knocked out yesterday or the day before.
Wow, wow.
I mean,
I don't understand. I mean,
I love space exploration.
You do?
But I love the idea of going further than our solar system and finding that intelligent life somewhere else.
But that's not what it's about though, right?
Well, not Mars.
Like, why are we doing that? Why they spend so much? We got starvation on the planet. We got all kinds of stuff going on. We need money, and they spend so much money on space exploration.
Well, I feel like space exploration...
To see pictures of a planet that we'll never live on.
Right. I feel like space exploration is something that we definitely need, that knowledge of what else is out there. I feel like there's got to be a time where humans find that contact with other intelligent life. But starvation, you're right. There's problems on Earth that should definitely be solved first.
Like, how about the environment? Before we go destroying another planet's orbit.
Don't get me fired up about that. Don't get me fired up about that.
Oh,
10
Alex.
years before we can fix it, or it's off the rails forever, and we can't.
Help us fix the world, ladies and gentlemen. Stay with us on the morning show, because we've got some really... Actually, there are some people who are going to make changes in this world that are on the show today.
Good, absolutely.
Coldest night. It's a fundraiser.
It's coldest night.
It's a cold... Okay. Anyway, no, I got so Sarah McCleary, one of my favorite guests, and Jennifer Sarlo. They're here to talk about Coldest Night, and then and there's more coming up. Alex has the news, and we've got Thrive coming on the show. It's a full. Ooh, what day is this? Is it Bump Slide Thursday? Oh, it's Bump Slide Thursday. Woo! Oh my God.
I don't know. How do you do it?
You're not even wearing long socks, Alex. Put your feet down.
I'm not wearing long socks.
Oh, I hate men who don't wear long socks with dress pants. Okay, we'll be back after this
These aren't
break,
even dress
and I'm
pants.
gonna get Alex some
It's
socks.
laundry day.
Okay. We'll be back. Don't go anywhere.
go
Mornings with Luann and Tim and this fella. My Valentine, Alex.
Stumbling into Bum Slide Thursday.
See you in a minute.
It doesn't take much to share the warmth. Sometimes it's just a cup of coffee, a few kind words, stepping outside your comfort zone. The coldest night of the year is here. Together, we're walking to help hungry, homeless, and hurting people and families in our community. So join us this February. Start a team, register to walk, and fundraise. Let's share the warmth, because it's cold out there.
And here to talk about the local Coldest Night fundraiser, I have my friend Jennifer Sarlo. Nice to see you again. It's been a while. Yeah. Sarah McCleary, welcome back to the show. You're no stranger here to ONNtv. So let's talk about the origins of Coldest Night. Who wants to take that one on? I'd like to hear a little bit about how this whole thing got started.
Well, I'm the person who started this event here in Sault Ste. Marie.
You are?
Yes.
You're the originator of it.
I'm the originator. And
how many years ago?
This is our 7th year. So in 2013, we had our first event. And I was a volunteer at St. Vincent Place, and the national CEO of Coldest Night contacted me. He's a friend of mine, and said, you know, St. Vincent Place fits our profile perfectly for organizations we want to help. And he said, would you consider coming on as event director and talking to the board at St. Vincent Place about starting the Coldest Night of the Year walk here in Sault Ste. Marie.
Wow. Okay. So then you approached who?
Well, I went to Nat and the board, and they were cautious at first. They said, we don't have the resources to put on
it's a big deal.
This kind of event. And, you know, they're a small organization with a few staff. So they said, we're really not sure. And I said, let me handle it, and we can make this happen. And if it's too much at the end of the first event, then we can assess it then. So
the concept, Sarah, of the Coldest Night, it's an awareness raising and fundraising event. Tell me a little bit about what it entails.
So it's for helping, as that video showed, helping the hungry, homeless, and hurting. So we've got a lot of that in the Sioux, as we know. St. Vincent's is all about helping. You know, we serve 10,000 plus meals in our soup kitchen every year.
Really?
Yeah, and we help last year more than 2,000 families in the food bank and 400 plus men in our shelter. So the funds that we raise in the Coldest Night go towards those efforts.
Amazing. What are we looking for? Do you have a goal for this year?
Well, we do have a goal.
Yeah.
And we have a goal of 50,000.
Okay.
And
I think the last time I looked, you were in the 30s, weren't you?
Yeah. Well, this morning we're at 42,000.
Jennifer,
yeah, so
that's
great.
Okay,
but we're tracking really well.
And there's nothing wrong with going over the goal.
No, we've done it quite a few times. And so the first year we had a goal of 25,000. That first year that it was completely new, and we raised 47,000.
Are you kidding me?
No, it was amazing. So Sault Ste. Marie, this city is amazing.
I love us.
I love us. And last year we raised 54,000, or 52 to 54. We've been between 42 and 64,000 is what we've raised. So in the last 6 years we've raised $300,000, and all the proceeds go to St. Vincent Place locally.
Wow. Yeah. So what does the actual event entail? Like, what are we doing? We're looking for what do you call that? Pledges.
Pledges.
That's ideal, isn't it? You really would like to take people to get $150 minimum.
It is a fundraiser.
If they wanted
it's all about raising the money.
If they wanted to, they have to fundraise $150, or youth for $75.
$75 for youth. Oh, that's cool.
Yes.
That's encouraging.
Yeah.
$150, and that gets you in, no registration fee, no nothing.
Right.
Well, how do you get the pledges? Or do you have
Ask your friends.
Yeah, social media. Do you have all these forums and stuff that people can use, different plans they can use?
There is an amazing website, coldestnightoftheyear.org, and the website makes social media, fundraising, all sorts of, you just get plugged in there and register online. And if you're going to fundraise $150, don't pay the registration fee.
Okay.
And you can just send out emails through the website, and everything is handled by Coldest Night, and their resources are amazing.
See, that's the thing too about fundraising now. Rather than having to go around knocking on doors like we so often had to do, now social media is the way to go. I mean, you just reach out to your friends via Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, whatever you're using to communicate and say, hey, I'm doing this. Throw me $5, you know? And
sure.
how many, I mean, I've got 2,000 friends on Facebook, I think. Well, they're not really friends, but...
Hey, I'm on there.
Well, I mean, some of them, you know what I'm saying. There's a lot of people that I don't really know very well, but I'm sure they're the kind of people who would say, here's $5 or $10 or $50, whatever, right?
Exactly, yeah.
Teams, too. Do you do teams?
Oh, we have so many great teams. We have teams that are work teams, church teams, families, and
political
Joe
teams.
Ruscio's team is doing great. Does he always kick up that kind of money?
Every
He's in the
year.
5,000, 7,000 range, I think, right now.
He is over 8,000 this morning.
Is he really?
Yeah. So he has a personal goal. He started at 5,000. Now he's at 10,000. So
he's got major contacts, though, so that's great for him.
He's great. We love that.
Don't be deterred by the fact that Joe Ruscio has so many. You know, $150 is a big, $50 is a big deal.
Oh yeah.
And even $25.
Yes.
If it's running a little late now and you're deciding you still want to get involved, you want to participate, but maybe you can't get a whole bunch of pledges together just because, for whatever reason, there's another way that you can contribute, right? Yeah. You pay the registration fee and you can still participate in the walk?
Absolutely. The registration fee up to Sunday is $25, but on Monday it goes to $40. So, so if you want to sign up, plan on that sooner than later, and just join us. It's a great event. There's a 2-kilometer, 5-kilometer, and 10-kilometer walk, all in the downtown core. So we're walking from St. Vincent Place. That's where you go to do the registration and hand in your pledges.
And tell us the date of the actual event.
Yeah, there we go.
So it's Saturday, February 23rd. Registration starts at 4 p.m. The walk starts at 5, just after 5.
So that's a week from this Saturday. So we got 10 days, well, 11 days, whatever.
10-ish.
10-ish. Yeah. That's still time to get money together to pledges.
Absolutely. You will see, we're at 42 now, and the last 10 days are where things just go crazy. So people sign up, people get fundraising because they put it off. And we go out of St. Vincent Place at 5 o'clock. So you're not walking at 10 o'clock at night. It's very family friendly. We're finished by 8.
And it's staying light out now until 6 o'clock-ish. Yeah. So you get a nice evening walk in.
Yeah.
And the route is, you go east and west, right? Is the shorter route just goes, the shorter route goes east and the longer route goes east-west?
Yes.
Yeah, we take a big loop around Queen Street.
Right.
This year we've changed our route a little. We have 2 rest stops along the way for hot chocolate. So
nice.
Yeah. So
and then when you get back to St. Vincent Place.
Yes, there's hot chili and
some sweet treats.
Sweet treats from Scott's Coffee, and so it's really a great event. So.
All right. So for more information or to register, we're going to the website for Coldest Night, which is
CNOY.
Coldest Night of the Year. CNOY.org.
/Sault Ste. Marie.
/Sault Ste. Marie. We found it no problem too. You know what we did? We Googled Coldest Night of the Year, Sault Ste. Marie, boom, and it brought us right to the page. And all the information's there.
All the information they need is there. Sarah and I are also available anytime, at St. Vincent Place or through email or phoning, and we can answer any questions or help people out. And
once again, it's the 23rd. Is there a deadline for registration, or could I show up on the night with $40 in my hand and say, I'm here and I want to walk and I want to support you?
Absolutely. Or you could show up with $150 and then we could give you a tube without any registration fee.
I could get a tip. Anything tax deductible?
Anything over $20 is tax deductible.
Really?
Yeah.
So you get a tax receipt if you donate more than $20?
Yeah, but registration fees aren't tax deductible.
No, you have these are actual donations would be.
And don't you think you'd look good in a toque like this, Tim?
I don't have a good toque head, but I'll tell you, it would bring the blue out in my eyes. Thanks for being here.
Great, thanks for having us.
Great luck with the event.
Thank you.
What night of the week is it?
Saturday.
Oh, guess who doesn't have plans? I'll see you on the walk. All right, and we'll see you right after this break. So, Donald Trump.
Sounds like what a way to start a conversation, Tim.
I just want to let you know, Alex, that it sounds like the government will not be shut down again.
Okay, good.
That he's going to sign the agreement, the bipartisan agreement they came up with.
The ear test on that sounds good. Hopefully that deals.
Oh, because he's always winning. You know that, Donald Trump.
Oh, he's a great businessman.
His $5.7 billion concrete wall is now 55 miles of metal slat border fencing.
Oh yeah, you know the length of the border.
55
miles.
55 miles.
That's it. That's all the states in Mexico share.
Was it worth all that? Was you all that?
Well, I mean, he's going to tell you it was. He's going to tell you it was the biggest victory you've ever heard.
Unbelievable.
The best deal in history.
Along the lines of talking more politics stuff, Colin Kaepernick.
Yep. Okay. Ex-NFL quarterback.
Right. Who took the knee. And then he did the Nike hired him.
Yep. As a spokesperson.
And there was a sports store in Colorado. And the guy that owned the store said, no, Colin Kaepernick does not have the right to trample on the men who gave us the right to free speech, the men who fought for us, and, got right up on his high horse. And so he said, I'm boycotting Nike. I will no longer carry Nike in my sports store.
And what happened to that sports store, Tim?
It just closed.
Oh, what? Really? A sports store that doesn't
carry Nike. The owner said, I knew what I was doing. He said, being a sports supply store that doesn't carry Nike is like having a gas station that doesn't sell gas.
I know what I'm doing, he says as he closes his business's doors. Like that.
Yeah. Well, I guess if you think you're fighting a good fight, right?
I mean, it's just that whole situation. Kaepernick wasn't doing it to spit in the face of anybody that served the country.
It wasn't about the flag or the...
I like how we both collectively...
What do you think about national anthem at sporting events?
I think it's always nice to remember the fallen, those that have served us to have the privileges and the freedom that we do. I don't think there's any... It's also kind of a tradition. I'm in favor of it. I am in favor of it.
I like it too. Also, I appreciate the fact that it's a way of paying tribute to, for instance, when you have a team from another country coming in.
Oh yes,
it's a way to acknowledge that we respect your country, we welcome you, pay tribute to their country by playing their anthem, and you can't just play one anthem. You got to play them both.
Yeah. The only thing is for a sports fan that when I'm a Leafs fan, so you can roast me for that in the comments all you want. But I prefer when they play a Canadian team, less time during the pregame, and they can hurry up and get to the game. Nothing against American national anthem. It's just a little long sometimes. I'm ready to watch sports. I don't know.
Why do people give you I know nothing about hockey. Why do you get teased about supporting the Toronto Maple Leafs? Because they always lose? Did I just sum it up pretty much?
Yep.
They never win the Stanley Cup?
Haven't won it since '67, and they
Holy smokes! What's wrong with them?
The last time they won a cup was the last year that there was only 6 teams in the league, so maybe that has something to do with it.
What's the problem?
Well, there's no problems right now. Right now, they're really good.
Doesn't somebody from, a former person from the Greyhounds work with the Leafs?
Kyle Dubas, yeah. He's their general manager. He's the head honcho.
I thought so. Is that why they're going to get better this year?
That's why they're really good. They're really good this year.
Kyle.
Attaboy, Kyle. I mean, hey, if you ever want to come on the show, just, let us know.
Yeah, him and who else? Oh, Trudeau. Yes.
Oh, yeah, Trudeau's in Sudbury right now.
Well, yeah,
or
you know,
it's
just a 3 mile. I mean, too bad you couldn't hop on a train to come to Sault Ste. Marie. I'm not bitter. Anyway, listen, you have the news next.
I have the news next.
I can't wait to hear what's going on in the world.
We talk about Trudeau and the stop in Sudbury.
And what's going on? I'm very upset about what's going on with this whole Lavalin SNC.
That's what he's being asked about. So,
what have you done? What have you done?
Stick around. You watch,
okay,
and I'll let you know what's going on in the news and more Mornings with Luann and Tim right after this. Were those robins? We're not allowed to see robins today. What kind of birds were those?
Those are pigeons and ducks.
Oh, thank God, I couldn't see it.
So what does that mean? You're not gonna marry a sailor?
It's just what I wanted.
Alex, you're full of news. You just told me about there's a walk for murdered Indigenous women.
Missing and murdered Indigenous women.
Murdered Indigenous women. There's an awareness-raising walk going on today?
Yes, started in Vancouver a few years ago, and now it's the 12th annual edition of it, and it happens every Valentine's Day, each and every year.
On Valentine's Day?
Yes.
That's a sobering thing on Valentine's Day. That's important.
Yes.
Where's the walk starts at the courthouse here in the city?
At 11:30 a.m. You're watching this live. We know that, so you can still get down there and go and support. The walk takes you from the courthouse, I believe, to the Delta, which seems like a really long walk, if you ask me. But hey, you know what?
But
get those
you get a
legworks in there.
You got a lot of people seeing it though, and it's heading towards lunchtime. So hopefully, traffic awareness raising.
Very true.
Right?
Get those steps in there. You can look at it that way too. I know lots of people are counting them steps.
Well, and also usually at these things you hear some very interesting people speaking. So I'm sure at the courthouse somebody will be making a speech, and there'll probably be a lot of information out there.
They say the guests are gonna have refreshments at the Delta once you get there. Acts, different things going on to keep the people entertained and informed, and hopefully some of those speeches will be pretty powerful. I can only imagine.
Yeah, there's another anniversary that's coming up. That's today, and it's the shooting, right?
Of Parkland, Parkland School. How terrible that is. The Nicholas Cruz, the shooter. I don't think he's been sentenced yet. I think he's still
We're not
waiting
supposed to say his name.
Oh, really?
Well, that's what they say. They don't want to publicize his name because they want to remember the victims and not the guy who did it. So anyway,
apologies.
That's okay. It's just one of those
I'm learning
politically correct things where they're saying please don't give any publicity to the
rightfully so. That's definitely not who you want to publicize.
No. And then also you were talking about another thing you heard was I got a little bit of trivia. Okay, changing the subject altogether, lightening the mood a little bit. Not that those things aren't important to remember, but Prince Philip, remember this, that he was driving his car, the Land Rover, whatever, and he hit a woman and broke her arm in the collision, and then silence, nothing. They whisked him away before he could go and check on her and apologize. And finally, he did write a letter to the woman.
Okay.
And he apologized and said he was whisked away because his security people showed up and said that it was going to get crazy and they needed to get him out of there for his safety. And he wanted her to know that he was concerned for her, and he heard that she broke her arm. He was very sorry. So he sent a letter, and then, of course, he was caught again without a seatbelt on, a week later, whatever.
Come on, man.
He's 97 years old. He's finally surrendered his license. It's safe to drive in the streets of London, but he's allowed to drive. He's allowed to drive off-road.
What?
As long as he doesn't say, if he's not on public roads, he can drive. So we can take the Range Rover out and follow Elizabeth around on her horse. Do you think she still rides a horse at 80, whatever the heck? She's probably over 92.
I mean, maybe. I don't think she's going to be doing any those jumps though or anything like that. That would be pretty cool though.
The Queen of England.
Trying to hang on, jumping over. I don't know what they're
horse jumping. Well, the British have used horse jumping for many, many years as a reason to explain why somebody might not be a virgin. I'm telling you the truth.
Happy Valentine's Day.
It happened on the back of a horse. Anyway.
How did they let this run?
I don't know.
So early in the morning.
Yeah. Coming up after this break, we have a great interview with the folks from Thrive, otherwise known as, I'll let you tell them who they were formerly known as, and you can hear what's going on with Thrive. Amazing stuff for children.
Yes, of course.
Okay.
Always.
We'll be back with that after this break on Mornings with Lou Ann and Tim and Alex Parr. Well, hello, ladies. Welcome back to Mornings with Lou Ann and Tim, and welcome to Christiane and Stephanie from Thrive, Child Development Center. Okay, just a really quick backstory. You're married to my kindergarten teacher's son.
I am.
Hi, Mrs. Monaco. She taught me. I didn't know her first name was Ruth.
Yep.
Hi, Ruth. She taught me. I loved her.
She'll love that.
I can't wait to see her again. I hear you're not a redhead anymore, but that's okay. I'm not a blonde anymore either. Hey, Christiane, you're the CEO of Thrive.
I am.
And Stephanie, you run a couple of programs.
Right, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm professional service manager of the social work program.
Professional service manager. So when we first got together, I was like Thrive, and we're talking, and then you said formerly known as
Children's Rehab Center Algoma.
See, Children's Rehab Center I was familiar with. Thrive is the new name.
Yeah.
When did you rebrand?
We rebranded in 2016.
Okay.
Just to capture what we really do. The kids really thrive there, and the families thrive as well.
The approach, very positive approach. The children you work with, tell me how you refer to them, please. Children with
differing abilities.
See, beautiful. Children with differing abilities, right? They have gifts. They have special gifts, and we treat them as such with positive, reinforcing, strength-based approach.
Yeah.
What kind of programs do you offer at Thrive? First of all, location.
We're at 74 Johnson.
Okay.
In the West End, and
that's just off of People's Road.
People's Road,
hang
yeah.
a left, second left up.
Yeah.
Okay. It formerly was a school.
Yes, it formerly was James Lyons, I believe.
Oh, okay. All right.
Maybe St. John's. I get them mixed up.
Oh, that's all right. Well, we know we're on
there.
Johnson.
We're
Doesn't
on
matter
Johnson.
what it was. It's what it is that matters.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, and it's one of 21 children's treatment centers across the province, and we provide rehabilitative services, occupational therapy, physiotherapy, social work, speech language pathology, and also early learning resource consultants. And as well, we have an inclusive preschool.
Wow. And what also to me was amazing was to find that all of this is, well, not all of it. A lot of it is funded provincially, right? Mm-hmm. So for people, families who take advantage of Thrive and the center, there's no charge.
Right. There's no charge for our services, but our families with complex needs do have their complex costs. So we do have a foundation to help offset our family assistance fund.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
They can draw from the foundation fund, but you have to replenish that fund. So obviously you're doing fundraising and you look for donations to support this as well. I was saying similar to the Alzheimer's Society where 75% of their programming is not really funded. They have to do fundraising. Same for from your programming and for your foundation.
Right.
Let's talk, before we get on to what we're going to talk about, let's talk about the fundraising coming up in May.
Yeah, on May 11th, we have a magic show. It's called Imagine, and the magician's name is Greg Fruin, and it's a big live Vegas type
Vegas
show.
Vegas magic show?
Yeah, so
going on at Cora's Theater?
It's at Cora, and you can get information on tickets either on the Thrive Child Development Center Facebook page or our website, which is kidsthrive.ca.
And I'm going to have you back on the show again closer to the date to promote that. Great. But let's talk about some of the programming you offer, specifically the programs that you are talking about: fetal alcohol syndrome, fetal alcohol spectrum disorder.
Yeah.
Okay, FASD.
Yeah.
That's one of the areas where you have focus going on right now.
Yeah.
Or ongoing.
Yeah, so that's one of the programs that we offer. We have a social worker who's a fetal alcohol spectrum disorder coordinator, and so she started in May, and it was a government initiative to look at filling a gap in our system. So there's 50 eventually going to be hired across Ontario.
Oh.
Right now they hired 32, and they gave them, one of the ones is at our organization.
Oh.
And so she's worked, Audrey Labonte has worked with our community to find out what kind of services we offer now, and then what would really help the families who have fetal alcohol spectrum disorder. The cool thing is that she doesn't just work with kids with fetal alcohol spectrum disorder, but she can work with kids who have suspected fetal alcohol spectrum disorder, because sometimes that's really hard to diagnose.
It can be hard to diagnose, and also some of the children who end up in care, you may not know the history of what, whether the mother abused alcohol or not.
That's right.
So it can't be a definite diagnosis, but you have a pretty good idea. I mean, obviously they have ways to measure this, and right.
And the nice thing is, like, the strategies that she would do. So she would work in the home or at school school, and the strategies that just say that we suspect it's FASD and then we find out later it's something else, but these are strategies that will help any child, right? So it's going to be helpful regardless.
You also, now you just raised a good point. You said at home or in school, one of the great things about Thrive is where you actually operate and the different levels that are available for care. So talk about that, Christiane.
Well, we have in-center appointments as well as in-home, as well as in the school, and we really try and service the families where it suits them best. So whatever is common sense for them, and we're flexible that way. The other thing too, I forgot to mention, is we have a lot of specialty medical clinics. So doctors from Sick Kids and Holland Bloorview come, like pediatric neurologists, orthopedic surgeons, and psychologists.
What do you mean they come to the
They
SUE?
come to the SUE and do clinics. So we're very grateful for that, and our foundation helps us do that for families.
Once again, another reason to contribute to that foundation. That's incredible that you get that kind of medical talent coming up here to work with the youth, to work with the children and the families.
And the families,
Now, the families, interesting dynamic there. Something else, Stephanie, you can address. What's the program? Is it SIB? What is it called?
It's called SIB Shops.
SIB Shops. I love this concept. Tell me about it.
Yeah, so it was originally created by Don Mayer, and he's from the States, but there's SIB shops all over the world in 8, I think, different countries.
Okay.
So we started doing it in September here in the SUE, and it's for siblings of those with differing abilities. And it's a wellness-based model, a clubhouse model, so it's all about having fun, but giving them a special place to go and talk about what it's like to be a sibling. Because oftentimes, although we talk about being family-centered, one of the things that we realized is that sometimes those siblings get lost, right? And their other sibling is getting all sorts of services, and there's stress and strain on the family, and sometimes those siblings don't have a chance to talk about the impact on them or realize that there's other kids who have those same feelings, and the exact way they're feeling is totally okay and normal.
It's incredible. Well, how often do you run the SIB shops?
So it's once a month, and it's open. So we hope that kids will want to come month after month. And so far, it's been really well received, and kids are excited about it. But if there's someone new who wants to come and join, they can join at the very next month.
The very next month. And you were saying that it's games, but there's also, through the games, it creates a dialogue, right?
That's right.
And the kids can express themselves through play.
That's right. Yeah.
Remarkable, and so much more. I mean, and community partnerships all over the place. Like, name some of the people that you work with, some of the groups in town.
So we work with. We're really lucky too in Algoma to have those wonderful partnerships and to work so well together. So we work with Algoma Public Health, the Infant Development Program. We work with Community Living Algoma, Child and Community Resources, Algoma Family Services, Children's Aid Society, Nog de Windeman, the Northeast Lynn, the School Health Program, to name a few.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so for more information, where do we go? You have a website?
Yep. www.kidsthrive.ca.
Kids Thrive.
Yeah, or our Facebook page, Thrive Child Development Center.
And Michael's put the poster up there so we can see that as well. I want to thank you so much for being here. I'm so glad to now know that Thrive is thriving, and that I know I can identify it now. Children's Resources. Thrive.
Yeah. That's us.
Congratulations on your successes and continued success with the community.
Thank you.
We'll be back to say goodbye with Alex Parr on Mornings with Luann and Tim. I got my first Valentine of the day from the kids from Thrive. I love it. Thank you, kids from Thrive, and thank you, Alex Parr, for being a terrific co-host while Luann was away. This is the end. Your last day. Say goodbye, Alex Parr.
Bye, everybody. I'm gonna miss you.
Check Alex out anytime you want on ONNtv's Game On.
I'm everywhere.
And we'll see you tomorrow on Mornings with Luann and Tim.